So imagine creating entirely new made-up histories for people with a view to creating strife, separation, and civil war. This has been part of the colonizers' project going all the way back to Julius Caesar. It's known as divide and conquer. And it's been hugely successful for British colonizers all over the planet. On every continent, they went in and recreated fake histories and narratives in a way to separate people and set them at each other. In India, this showed up in the form of the caste system, which they told us is part of the Hindu tradition, neither of which are true. Now, I'm not saying that there is no discrimination in India, or historically there has not been discrimination in India. No one should say that. There is terrible discrimination in India even today. How you speak your language, what kind of clothes you wear, what's your last name, where you come from, how much money you have, what kind of brands you wear. These are all ways of discriminating. And there is a lot of that in India, as it is in the West as well. In the US, for example, if you look at incarceration rates, extremely high for people in minorities. If you look at a history of genocide and slavery in this country, United States, surely we have a lot of explaining to do. So colonizers went to all the countries, gave fake histories, set people at each other. And in India, they called it the caste system. Now, the Hindu tradition does not believe in the caste system, does not support anything of that sort. What the Hindu tradition does say is that there are occupational communities that exist. There are family laws that exist, and families and communities might have problems with each other passed over generations. An entire Romeo and Juliet is written about that. Not in India, but in the UK. But you get the idea. So the Hindu tradition remembers family histories because we've been around for thousands of years. We remember. My own family history has been passed down to me. Does that make me better or worse than my neighbor? It does not say. It just says this is the history that my family comes from. That's what I remember. Occupational communities transfer their knowledge of success in an occupation to their children. That's how George W. Bush came to be president, because he was the son of George H.W. Bush. When you learn something, you pass it on to your children. And so those are part of the Hindu tradition. Is that mandated? Is the separation of people mandated somewhere in the scripture? The answer is no. It is not. And every effort to reform the society, to stop this fossilization of people, every such effort is welcome. Every such effort should be welcome, because a living, vibrant society always has things moving up and down. That's how creativity comes around. That's how new ideas and new economic power is generated. But if you freeze all of these, set people at each other, then you can rule as a colonizers. And India is still coming out of that colonization. And you might have received a fake history, just like the previous 10 generations of people who were told something about who they are and their place in society. Don't believe everything you read. Do your own research and think deeper.